Alrighty, and we're back.
We're back. I had to
Yes.
change out my mic, Courtney. Thank you for letting me do that. I
You're
appreciate it.
welcome.
But back to obviously Taylor and the Joe situation. Yes, I do think Joe is probably just, of all the songs she could release from the vault, You're Losing Me. I'm sure that one hurt, but it is what it
Here's
is.
here's the thing. One thing I'm sure Joe has learned through all of this is how he will move forward in his relationships, right? Whatever he did wrong with Taylor or whatever she perceives him to have done wrong, I'm sure he will change for the next woman that he wants to be romantically involved with, which is
He
good.
better.
That's like a silver lining.
He better change. He better learn. You live and you learn. That's the whole
You,
point of relationships.
you
I
live and
know.
you learn, or
But,
you will continue to lose.
and losing Taylor Swift might be the biggest loss of that man's life. Just saying.
Oof. Eesh. Travis, you better hold it down.
Travis's gain. Joe's loss is Travis's gain, and I will talk about that till the cows come home.
You're not wrong,
You know.
Maddison.
Okay, let's move on and talk, because I cannot wait to hear your opinion on this, because you and I both equally love Mr. Fofty, aka 50 Cent, for his pettiness. Like, 50 Cent is one of the most petty people out there, and I live for it. So this is also going to coincide with a Diddy update as well. So for those of
Madison,
you, yes,
can I just say before you get into the story with 50 Cent, you
yes,
covered the Fofty thing with Lala, Randall,
yes,
Randall,
at
and
our
all
old
that.
job.
I now understand all of it now.
Oh
I
my
meant to
God,
tell you
because
that. I so get it now. I didn't get it
now
then,
you
but
watch
I
Vanderpump
so
Rules.
yes, I so that they released the trailer at the time that we're recording this. They released like another like teaser thing like 45 minutes ago. It's coming
Oh my
January.
gosh. I forgot that when we talked about that,
Yeah, I
you
didn't
had
know
no
who
idea
Randall
who
was.
Lala Kent was.
Yeah.
And now you see, now do you understand
Now
why
I
I was
love
hoping for
Lala.
it? Yeah, now you
Yes.
understand why, which Lala was defending her ex, Randall Emmett, at that time, which Randall ended up being the absolute worst scumbag of the
Yeah.
scumbags. But Lala Kent, yeah, that's where
He
Fofty
owed
came
Jack some
from.
money, girl. I listened to
He
the
owed,
podcast.
yeah.
He owed
Randall
Jack some
Emmett
money.
owed, yeah, he owes Jack's money. Randall Emmett owed 50 Cent money, which he
Man.
allegedly got. But in that spirit, actually, 50 Cent is still just as petty as he was with Randall Emmett. And now his pettiness is going after Diddy. So news broke this week that Diddy temporarily stepped down from his role as the chairman of Revolt. Now, sources confirmed to TMZ that he actually stepped down last week because he didn't want the allegations against him to affect Revolt's mission and success. Those allegations being Cassie's lawsuit, which, yes, they've obviously amicably settled, but since Cassie filed her lawsuit, 2 additional women have come forward saying that things took place in the early 90s, 1990 and 1991. Really horrific allegations, honestly. Now, these sources also mentioned that Revolt is thriving under its new leadership, which, Courtney,
Girl, bye.
crazy.
Because
We
I knew you was going to
actually
say.
we actually used to work with the new CEO. Well, he's not
Of
new now,
Revolt.
but we used to work
Yeah.
with the CEO of Revolt. And seeing, I don't know about you, but seeing his name in that TMZ article, I was like,
It
the
gagged
small,
me.
like, same,
It gagged
smallest
me.
world ever.
Because I
Smallest
remember
world
that
ever.
day that he left the I'll never forget it. Like it was, we all kind of woke up one day and he was like, "Girl, G2G, girl." A couple days later, he said, "Revolt." We said, "Oh,
Yep.
I would have left us too."
Yeah, exactly. And I remember when he left, we were like, "Oh, we're in trouble," because he was like, I will say, he was the one who loved Courtney and I and just wanted us to really take our old jobs to the next level. And as soon as he walked out the door, which Courtney and I were already getting a grumbling of something's not right, something in the buttermilk's not clean, to quote you. And once he dipped out, you and I were like, "Uh-oh, now everybody hates us." So now we're really in trouble.
That was really like the big red flag was when he picked up them bags and left. We was like,
we gotta go. And exactly. But also he has nothing to do with, obviously, the allegations against Diddy. He just, poor guy, is just at the helm of Revolt, and now all of this is, crumbling because of Diddy, basically. These sources, of course, also confirmed he's not involved in the day-to-day. They really are just wanting to separate him from the company, which tells me these new allegations do have him shaking in his boots, because he wouldn't be separating himself from his businesses if he didn't think this was going to be a fight. However, 50 Cent, in an effort to lighten the mood, I guess, if you will, he took to Twitter, or X, to troll Diddy stepping down. And 50 Cent tweeted, "I'll buy that from you, Playboy, for the low, because you know Cadillac and AT&T gonna pull out. I'll give you a few dollars for it now. Send it to me, then we can be friends. I'm serious. Call my phone." For a
Maddison,
few dollars. A few dollars, a whole company.
the pettiest and messiest person you know is a straight man. I promise you that. Um, Not surprised. 50 loves to be petty and troll the girls. So, not surprised. Unfortunately, like we were talking about our old boss, it sucks that like he has to be at the helm of all of this catastrophe. But I was wondering, Madison, is this like, are we seeing Diddy be like Bill Cosby? Like, will every couple weeks another person come forward with new allegations until he's locked up? Like, what is about to happen here?
That's what I am also kind of waiting to see. I do think more women will come forward, in my own opinion.
Hmm.
Now, New York, the reason why those two other women were able to file their lawsuits is because New York had a new law that actually expired on the 24th that
Mm,
women could come forward without the statute of limitations limiting them. And so, because those assaults allegedly happened in the 90s, early 90s, 90 and 91, in a court of law, they wouldn't be able to charge him, but that's how they're able to file their civil lawsuit. And so that's why the attorneys are trying to be like, this is a money grab. They filed it the day before, the deadline, whatever. But I think they filed it then because they found strength in Cassie speaking out, and Cassie only spoke out a couple days. So
yeah.
even if women can't necessarily bring a lawsuit against Diddy, I think that we will see more women feel empowered to at least speak out and tell their stories, which at least you can go public and try to get closure that way.
Mm,
I think that's what's going to be really interesting. I also I've been personally noticing parallels between him and R. Kelly in just the sense of now, I don't know if you saw this, but Diddy's ex head of security spoke out essentially in support of Cassie. It was cryptic, but he was saying how, now that he has 4 daughters, he wants to tell the truth. And he was named in the lawsuit because Cassie said he witnessed an alleged assault that
mm,
Diddy was, doing to her in a car.
mm.
And I just think it's interesting how now people who were in Diddy's circle, who may or may not have witnessed things, are now coming forward and obviously realizing that they were on the wrong side of that situation, similar to how people in R. Kelly's circle later came out and said, you know what, I was helping facilitate things that now I feel absolutely disgusting about. So I don't know. It's definitely a very interesting situation.
Girl, I'm very interested to see how this is going to unfold because, like you said, the people in the circle are now coming forward and, they're telling their stories. And girl, just like with Mr. Robert Kelly, I still look at those people with a side eye because Madison, a lot of those people that are, well, not a lot, some of those people that are coming forward, girl, I recognize those names. I grew up watching
Mm-hmm.
Making the Band. So you mean to tell
Mm-hmm.
me that while y'all were yelling at Aubrey and, the girls, all of these things were happening behind the scenes and you were complicit? How unfortunate. How unfortunate that Cassie had no one on her side, it seems like.
Absolutely. And
Mm,
I do think it's interesting. A lot of these people once they become fathers of daughters, that's when all of a sudden the wake up call happens. And same thing, I remember when I watched the documentary about Jeffrey Epstein. There was a maintenance worker who, obviously saw shenanigans, whatever. And then once his daughters got a little bit older, he had to quit because he was like, I can't stomach coming here anymore. And
mm.
so I just think it's interesting that for a lot of these men, it takes them having young women in their life that then they're like, oh, this is wrong. This is a problem. Because, and Courtney, I mean, 90s, early 2000s, like to be famous during that time and to be Diddy, to be R. Kelly,
Yeah.
you are at the top of the world
I was gonna
during
say
that
that.
time.
Top of the world.
You felt, I mean, I don't understand why people get money and power and switch flips and you become a gross person and you think you start doing really bad things. I don't understand why that
Not
happens.
gross.
But it clearly happens to a lot of people, and it's
Yeah.
interesting that it's a lot of those guys who used to kind of run around together are now being exposed.
I think we're on the brink of like this hip hop Me Too
Reckoning.
moment. And
I think
I
that
I'm scared of the stories that we will hear in the upcoming years. You know,
I think something's brewing. I don't know what is brewing, but something is brewing. In
I'm
my
like, what
opinion.
did you
Yeah.
see? What did y'all see?
Mhm.
J-Lo, we want to know what you saw.
Yeah.
Laverne Cox
Exactly.
wants to work for Diddy, the reality show. Laverne, what'd you see?
I want to know more. I think J-Lo eventually is going to have to speak up. Why did she, you know, you can't tell me that this man was this kind of way with all of these women except J-Lo.
She said, let me drop an album so I ain't got to talk about this.
And I'm like, we get it. You're with Ben Affleck. Love that for you. But I find it eerily convenient that now all of a sudden you don't want to talk about that time in your life.
She said, after all of this, let me go get Ben Affleck, girl, because the only thing I got to worry about is he keeps smoking these pack of cigarettes, girl. Like, she ain't got to worry about nothing with Benny. And some Dunkin'. Girl, she ain't got to worry about, Ben, bring your ass over. And Ben gonna bring his ass right on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she ain't got to worry about, she ain't gonna get arrested with Ben. She's just not.
Yep.
I get it.
No, I'm waiting for her to say something. I am waiting for more people to come forward. And
Me too.
Again, you know, Aubrey O'Day, she's been trying to tell us. She's been saying fire, 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 and we were all like, no, 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 no. And now, oh my God, the Cassie stuff. Still, I reread the lawsuit this week, and I was just appalled. Could you imagine? Appalling. No. And the other women who have come forward, again, I applaud them as well. Diddy's attorneys, y'all be on the lookout, because his attorneys that he hired, I mean, they're earning their paycheck. They are trying to disparage these stories, disparage these women. And obviously we don't know the truth. The truth will come out, but just be on the lookout. And also the articles you read, be on the lookout, because you can tell by the tone of voice whose side some of these outlets are on, and it's the wrong side. In my opinion. The wrong side, in my opinion.
You read a news article, you're going to know.
Be on the lookout. Be on the freaking lookout. But Courtney, let's move on and talk about Miss Beyonce, because she was in the headlines this week as well. And I'm irritated with why she's in the headlines, because I think she looked fabulous.
Me too.
But so for those of you who have not seen yet, Beyonce absolutely stunned, okay, at the premiere of her Renaissance film. She looked incredible. She went with this like head to toe silver look. She went platinum. She was stunning in this dress. And then, because the internet is the internet, people tried to troll her and say that she looked like she was trying to purposely lighten her skin and appear to basically whitewash herself. Courtney, what did you think when you first saw people saying that kind of stuff? I'm just curious, because
that's what I thought. Shut up. Because y'all know that Beyonce is on the silver carpet, platinum blonde hair, silver head to toe. Y'all know body shimmer. All of those things, when they're reflective, you get what I'm saying? You're going to appear a little bit lighter with the flashes and the silver and the white and like, come on now. Also, y'all are just being purposely obtuse.
Did anyone look at the theme of Renaissance?
Of course not, because people on the internet just want to get engagement. You know, girl.
Like, it's ridiculous to me. You know how I feel about trolls and people who try to grasp at straws, because go touch grass, like literally.
And she looked great. Beyonce looked fantastic.
Fantastic. Now her mom, which true mom fashion, Miss Tina Knowles, the Mama Claus jumped out, which honestly, as they should. She responded to all of the hate that Beyonce was getting, saying, "What's really most disappointing is that some Black people, yes, you bozos, that's on social media, lying and faking and acting like you're so ignorant that you don't understand that Black women have worn platinum hair since the Etta James days. I just went and looked at all the beautiful, talented Black celebrities who have worn platinum hair, and it has just been about every one of them at one time or another. Are they all trying to be white? I am sick and tired of people attacking her every time she does something that she works her ass off for and is a statement of her work ethic, talent, and resilience. Here you sad little haters come out of the woodwork. Jealousy and racism, sexism, double standards, you perpetuate those things instead of celebrating a sister or just ignoring if you don't like her."
A word. Tina.
Tina basically said, "It's called fashion, look it up."
Tina said, "That's my baby. Shut your mouths,
bozos." As she should. I love the word. I love that she used the word bozos.
Oh yeah, she
Number
said
one.
y'all are clowning real hard trying to talk
Because
about my daughter.
they are,
I
and
agree.
she's so
I
right.
agree.
You know what I mean? This is a culmination of so many years of work that Beyonce has done, and this is the thing that y'all want to comment on? Get a life.
It's like even in perfection, they almost got to make up something.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing wrong with what Beyonce literally looked flawless. And the fact that the internet immediately started this unnecessary discourse was disappointing, but not surprising. All I can hope is that Beyonce continues to have the thickest of skins because the whole world is always talking about her, and not always in the most positive way. Um, but I know she sleep good at night.
Oh,
But she's
she's
Beyonce.
got, yeah, she's got millions in the bank.
She didn't
She's
worry
got a
about y'all.
family. She's not worried about it. But I do understand why Tina spoke out.
Of
And I
course.
don't blame her at all for speaking out because I feel like my mom would do the same thing. Your mom would do the same thing. Remember when
Oh
people
yeah.
would make like fake accounts about us and pick at our
Yep.
looks and pick at things? Like, I remember both of our parents were like, what the actual F is going
Yeah,
on?
my mom was freaking out.
Yeah, my personal favorite was when someone pointed out my chunky kneecaps. And I'm like, yeah, I've been knowing I have chunky kneecaps. Thanks so much.
Not the kneecaps.
Already had that insecurity. And thanks for re-pointing it out again. Like, we know. Okay. Everyone here knows Maddison Hill has chunky kneecaps. And I don't know what you want me to do about
Maddison.
it. I get it. I get it.
Please.
Like, at least Beyonce can go to bed knowing she's perfect. I have to go to bed being like, yep, I know. I chunky kneecaps. Got it.
They came for your knees, girl. They said you're punchy
came.
patellas.
They
Girl, they
did.
couldn't nitpick at nothing else. So they came for the knees, girl.
But no, I was here for Beyonce's look. I feel like she looked fabulous. And again, everyone else just, I can't. Like, literally, get some class.
Everyone's got to have an
freaking
opinion,
class.
right?
Yes. And I always say that's the best and worst thing about social media. The best thing is that it gives everyone a platform. And the worst thing about it is that it gives everyone a platform.
Yeah, a lot of y'all don't need no platforms.
These bozos, in the words of Miss Tina.
Bozos.
These bozos. Okay, but let's also talk about SZA.
Okay.
Because SZA recently did an interview with Variety, which for those of you who don't know, Tiana, who y'all love, she works at Variety. And she does a lot. She does a lot of these interviews that y'all see on social media. That is Tiana. So we want to shout out Tiana.
She worked on this.
So
She
proud
posted
of you.
today.
Yep. We are so proud of you. We love you. You are absolutely freaking killing it. And now I feel like it's a full circle moment that Courtney and I are about to talk about an interview that Tiana did. So we are taking over the entertainment industry. I'm just calling it now, everybody.
Ow.
And so SZA talked about with Tiana and Variety about her songs leaking, which is one of the most annoying thing I think an artist has to deal with. So when it came to her leaked song, she said, quote, "When people leak my songs, they ruin them. Then it's not mine anymore. It's actually yours. It's something unfinished that you decided was ready to be shared. And it's like, F you. Now I'm not releasing it. Play your leak, but you're not going to bully me into dropping music."
Okay. Hey.
I feel like that's fair.
I can dig it. I am someone that will listen to a leak here or there. Miss Ariana, girl, Aria, don't listen to this. But girl, Miss Ariana got some good unreleased music. But hearing SZA express it in this way kind of was like, aw, a little bit. Because it's like, of course, the artist wants us to appreciate the art the way that they intended to put it out there. But man, I can't make the bops not bop, Maddison. Sometimes I need to sneak a little listen. You know, I'm gonna still pay for the music, but sometimes a little unreleased, a little nugget. I just, you know, I won't tell you I'm listening, but I'm listening. You know,
a little moment. No, I feel like we're all guilty of it. You know what I mean? We've all done it, but I do feel for her because I do think that would be so annoying as an artist.
Yeah, especially because it's out of your control.
Yeah, exactly. So I totally get where SZA is coming from, but also we're all human. Okay, sometimes we're not perfect.
We want to hear a little
mistakes,
girl.
We make mistakes. SZA, don't come for us. We're so sorry. We're so sorry.
Yes, we want to hear it all. Even the stuff you don't want us to hear, we want to hear it.
Exactly. She also described her upcoming music, saying, quote, "It's not sad, but it is a lot of also processing. I'm happy to move past the places where I am or where I've been." I love how she described that. It's a lot of processing. I feel like that's what a lot of artists are trying to do through their music, but they just don't use that verbiage, and I love that verbiage.
Yeah, I think that sometimes it's easy to kind of box an artist like SZA into like this sad alternative R&B box, but I'm excited to hear the growth and the progression of the things that she's gone through.
Mhm.
I felt like this SOS album really was like it was a diverse plate of sounds, and so going into this like deluxe version that she's set to release soon, I'm curious to hear like how she's gonna add to that soundscape, you know?
I know. I know.
Give it
I'm
to us
really
hot,
excited
SZA!
for it. We're ready. We won't do any leaks, SZA. We won't do
No,
any leaks.
we won't
Just
leak
go
it.
ahead and release it. We're ready. No one leak. That way she can go ahead and release.
Yeah,
Okay?
but girl, I ain't
Calling it
gonna listen to
now.
no leaks.
No. She did also talk about being nominated for the Grammy Awards. She said, quote, "I've lost enough times to know that investing in this moment is not wise. And not because it's not important, I'm so happy for it, but because you have to place your importance on who you are as an artist and as a person. It's my first time being this popular, and I saw a huge uptick in negativity at the same time."
Mm,
Isn't that the tea? You know, as soon
girl.
as you go up, people want to bring you right back down.
I when I hear stuff like that, I think of immediately Ice Spice. We
Mm-hmm.
raised Ice Spice up, girl, and then it just seemed like out of the blue, everyone woke up and decided to hate Ice Spice for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that SZA kind of has like a grip on this mentality. And like honestly, Madison, at this point, like I felt like when we were younger, Grammys were a little bit more prestigious, but like in this day and age, I kind of feel like they're just kind of handing them out to anybody at this point. Like, do they
They're
still hold the same importance as,
No,
like, when we were
I think
younger?
Grammys are now political. And by
Yeah,
when I say political, I don't mean it in like on this side of the aisle or that side of the aisle. I mean it in the sense of if you play by the Recording Academy's rules and you do do what they want you to do, you're going to be awarded with a Grammy. But if you step outside of their box at all at any point, then you are no longer
that's it.
viable to them. And I think a lot of artists now are realizing that. I think a Grammy is still one of those things that obviously as anyone who dreams of being a musician, an artist, of course, you're still like your peak success is a Grammy because that's the highest award you can receive.
Mhm.
However, I think it's very evident that it's not as prestigious as it was when people who have huge followings, so many fans, when they're not winning the award and somebody else is, that's where I think it's evident that it's not necessarily based on who's listening, it's based on who's playing by the rules.
Yeah, I agree. I sometimes wish that the awards could just be given out based off of talent,
Mm-hmm.
but I guess that's not always the interesting
And I
outcome,
think
right?
it used to be like that.
Yeah,
I genuinely believe 10 years ago, that's what it was. But I think with social media and TikTok and the way things have evolved, I would say the Grammys haven't quite evolved with it, with the times.
mm.
You know what I mean? Does that make
That's
sense?
unfortunate. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you absolutely make a lot of sense, Madison.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate because I feel like sometimes we wanna see, like, our faves win because they've had big successful years and,
Mhm.
the numbers and the charts, are displaying those things, and then all of a sudden, someone
Mhm.
that you've never heard of or someone that's never touched a chart or displays artistic excellence wins,
Mhm.
like, a Grammy, and it's like, "Huh?"
I mean, Nikki's talked about this too. Nikki's talked about how political the Grammys are,
Yes,
and she's
yes.
had issues with producers, which has led her to not getting the recognition that she deserves from the Grammys. So there,
Mhm.
there's a lot of artists who I think are examples of that. Drake, same thing. He's criticized them openly at
Hasn't The
awards.
Weeknd as well?
The Weeknd has as well. Justin Bieber also because they put him in an R&B category for some songs that were not R&B. But
He
we're
said,
not
"I'm a
going to get into
R&B
that.
singer, damn it."
Oh yeah, no, they put him in pop, and he thought he wanted to be in
Yeah.
R&B. Yeah, I think the Grammys actually might have gotten that one right, but I understand that
Oop.
he was upset.
Like, "Okay, Justin.
Okay,
Okay,
I'm
girl."
just saying. I don't think they are as prestigious as they once were, and I'm glad that Sis is going into it with a good perspective. I feel like that's the perspective you want to go into it with. If I win, amazing. Again, it's an accomplishment, it's a dream, it's the highest honor an artist can receive. But also, if I don't, I know that doesn't define me. And I think as long as you have that mentality, you're golden, you're Gucci, you're going to be good.
Sometimes I feel like an artist will just like play, like how you said, like play by the rules of the Grammys to just get the Grammy before they decide to just do whatever they want or like whatever makes them happy, a la Doja Cat. Doja Cat got that Grammy, hit that pen, and next week, girl, she's ball headed.
Dula peep, dula peep, dula peep.
Oof, we need that Dula Peep.
But I love Dula Peep. Don't get me wrong. I love Dula Peep, but she, I think, also played by the, but everyone's gonna do what they gotta do. And no shade to the artists who do play by the rules. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Who doesn't want to be able to say they have a Grammy?
Exactly. I'm like, it's really all about just what your priority is, I think. And like you said, if your priority is to get the Grammy, then go off and step outside the box, do it. If you don't even care about the Grammy and you just want to keep stepping outside the box, do it. I don't think there's any right way or wrong way to be doing it.
Yeah, as long as you're doing what you set out to do, whether that's to make money, whether that's to achieve fame, whether that's to be like artistically fulfilled, like that's up to you.
Right. Exactly. Completely agree. Okay, let's move on and talk about Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco, because I cannot wait to hear your thoughts on this. People think that they are dating. So Dumois has been talking about for at least a month now that Selena Gomez is in a relationship, Selena's in a relationship, Selena's in a relationship. And now fans think that this relationship is with Benny Blanco because she's been promoting his cookbook on her Instagram. Her mom, Mandy Teefey, recently started following him on Instagram. Now, with all of that coming out, there was a perfectly timed Entertainment Tonight article as well, okay, where a source just decided to conveniently spill the tea on Selena's dating life. And this Entertainment Tonight source said, quote, Selena is casually dating and doing well. She's doing her own thing and doesn't feel any sort of pressure to be in a relationship. She's just focusing on what's best for her right now and has been very in tune with maintaining her own boundaries. Her friends and family support her and just want her to be happy. So, do we think she's actually dating Benny and this report is to try to throw people off, or is she just actually just casually dating around?
It feels like before y'all even get carried away,
exactly,
she is single. That's what the report comes across like don't even, before Courtney and Maddison even pick up the microphone, they are not. I'm putting on this dress, kicking off these shoes, and I'll be single soon. I'll be single soon. She ain't thinking about that, man. But let me say this. I would not be mad at her dating Benny Blanco, and the reason why, don't laugh, y'all, is because I watched Dave on FX. And if y'all watch Dave on FX, you will know that Benny Blanco just plays like he's playing himself. But like he's just like the best. And I watch him on Dave and I'd be like, I would be that guy's friend immediately. And I would eat his food. So if Selena wants to date a man that can cook, musically inclined, he's got his coin, his homes, girl, I say go for it, girl. And have him on Selena and Chef, girl. Y'all could cook together.
I know. I kind of think it would be cute to have them cook together. Yeah. Now, I think the reason why some people are like, is because he's friends with Justin Bieber. That's number one red flag.
The Dave, yeah.
Then the second red flag, I guess, in an old interview, he like made a comment about artists who don't put out music and who are just like, here's my new makeup line. So people were like, oh my God, was he shading Selena Gomez? Which he might have been, but him and Selena have worked together as well.
Yeah.
And I feel like the Mandy Teefey, following him is what really has me thrown off, because I feel like that's a sign. To me, once the moms start following you on social media, I'm stopping and I'm paying attention.
Yeah, I agree. And also, Maddison, if he was shading Selena, who's to say Selena gave a damn? Obviously not if she's dating.
Honestly, that's a fantastic point. She could honestly be like, yeah, that was a really dumb thing for you to say. And then
but I'm getting this bag though.
Yeah.
And they could have kept it pushing. It's 2-second conversation.
Whose net worth is higher, Benny Blanco or Selena Gomez? So it's not like that comment really affected her at the end of the day.
Okay, like she don't care about that. Girl. She trying to find her man.
I know. I actually don't hate. Like, I just want Selena to be happy. I want Selena to find her Travis Kelce in the sense of a man who is secure enough in himself to be like, yeah, that's my girlfriend, the Selena Gomez. And I don't think she's ever had anybody like that. She's never had anyone treat her with that much chutzpah to be like, yeah, and,
Niall Horan is dating somebody or what? What's going on? Where he at?
Oh, I love Niall Horan too. I want to date Niall Horan, TBH. I love Niall Horan.
I'll put Selena in a headlock for Niall.
Literally. Me and Selena, we're coming. No, I'm just kidding. Totally kidding. Obviously, Selena would beat me out times 10 to go get Niall Horan. But just saying. I don't know. And, you know, she was linked to Zayn Malik, but I don't think that's the right thing either necessarily.
No, because one thing Selena is not going to have, Maddison, Zayn is not going to put no hands on Miss Mandy. Okay.
No.
Now, he know he done slapped Yolanda up, girl. He said, not my daughter. He done put them paws on Londa.
He allegedly pushed her against a dresser.
What the hell? Somebody would push my mama up against a dresser, girl. He would never sing again.
I was gonna say, I feel like our parents would not be filing like a suit because the issue would have ended in the room.
Okay.
Like there would be no need to even take it outside the house because it would have been finished inside the house.
He don't push Londa up against the dresser.
Mama, I'm like, my mom was scrappy back in the day, and I know there was a woman who tried to fight us at Zara one time because she literally. This was the craziest story, but I don't even need to get into it. Basically, this woman was being rude to me, and I didn't know she was being rude to me until she made a comment, and I was like, "Oh my god, I think she was talking to me." And so then Mama Hill was like, "You know, you could just say excuse me," and her daughter came around and was like, went to go charge my mom. And my mom was like, let her hit first. So that way, if anyone records it, they'll know anything I did is in self-defense. I was like, Mom, you're going to fight somebody?
Your mom said, I will beat her ass.
If someone comes for my child, it's game over.
As she should.
So Yolanda, I get it, but I'm just saying, if it would have been Mama Revolution or Mama Hill, that issue would have been finished.
Girl, please, girl.
An absolute mess. But
no, we can't have Zayn around Mandy, girl.
No. Selena, keep casually dating, whether it's Penny Blanco, whoever you want to be dating, girl. I say go for it. Mm-hmm. We support you. But Courtney, now I think it's time for our final segment. And I'm really excited about our segment today because we have our first listener submission to the teapot.
We are putting it in the teapot.
Yeah, we are. Okay, so we have our first listener submission. Courtney, I'm going to read Justice's, and then obviously then you can do your teapot. But this teapot submission is coming from Justice, and he said, "Hi, Matt and Court. I'd like to put this in the teapot this week. I think that Selena Gomez gets a lot more hate than other A-list celebrities. Girl has a huge heart and tries her best to be a good force in the world, but for some reason, people seem to critique her a lot more than others. If it had been Taylor, Ice Spice, or even Beyonce making faces at the VMAs whenever Chris Brown's name was announced, I can almost guarantee it would have been seen as a funny moment. There's this narrative that Selena has a victim complex, and I think it's so unfair to say. We've known she was sassy since she was on Disney, and she has a right to defend herself if she feels like it. Give my girl a break and stream Selena and Chef on Max."
That was great, actually. I really resonated and agree with the public sees Selena as having this victim complex, and because I don't look at her that way. She was honest about her sickness, and it just is what it is. She moved on with her life. I agree. Lay off that girl, damn it.
I'm here for it, Justice.
Yeah.
Retweet to everything you said. Retweet to everything you said. Courtney, do you want me to time you?
Yes. Give me 2 seconds. I'm deciding between two.
Okay. I copied because I took Justice's. I'll be honest. That was a little bit of a cop out, and I didn't prepare you. That was my fault.
No, you're fine. I'm ready.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1.
You know, something that a lot of people don't seem to realize, especially as they get older, is the fact that relationships, friendships, they require work. As kids, like obviously we're in school and we're always around the same people all of the time. You know, at our jobs, we're always around the same people all of the time. But what happens when you move away and you don't have any friends? The people that you meet, you have to put in the work. You have to check in on them. Send them a text and just say, I was thinking about you. I had a friend that was just going through a bad time and we hadn't spoken in a long time and thought it was nice to just say, hey, I'm thinking about you. And if you need me, like, call me, beat me, Kim Possible. Work on your friendships, work on your relationships in general, because people like to know that you care about them. It's not embarrassing and it's not cringy to show people that you care. It's not embarrassing or cringy to put in the effort. And I think that sometimes we get afraid of being looked at as someone that cares too much. And at the end of the day, can you really actually care too much in a detrimental way? I don't think so.
Oh, that was a perfect ending. Oh, thanks. My God. And no, you cannot care too much. Just let me go ahead and say you cannot care too much. I'm definitely someone, and you know this because you're the same way. We are the constant checker inners because I
try to check in.
I try to check in. I do the best I can. And because we both don't live where we grew up, I feel like we have to work 10 times harder to maintain our childhood friendships. And I think a testament to, I'm going to just go ahead and shout us out, Courtney, and pat us on the back. The fact that you and I both still have childhood friends. And I think that is a testament to that you're saying, you're doing what you're preaching.
Oh yeah, and I'm not saying we all don't need time for ourselves, because I'm not always I'm the best checker inner, because I do need time for myself. But when I'm there and you need me, I am there. You know, and I do pride myself on being that girly.
And that's all that freaking matters. Besties for the resties. Okay.
Okay.
All right, you guys, we just wrapped up another episode. Courtney, we're almost to episode 5, not to brag or nothing.
That was so fast. Thank you to everyone that subscribed to the YouTube channel, by the way.
Thank you to everyone who's been subscribing to the YouTube channel and listening on Spotify. Make sure you guys also participate in the Spotify poll as well. That really helps us out. Make sure you are subscribing, you're following, you're listening, you're doing all of the things. You guys can also make sure you're following us on social media at Toast to Tea Pod on Instagram and TikTok. Also, don't forget to submit what you want to put in the teapot so we can read it on the next episode, just like Justice. Shout out to Justice for being the first one.
Thanks, Justice.
You can email us at toasttoteapod@gmail.com. Do not forget, send them in. We love to read them. You can also follow me on social media at I am Maddison Hill with 2 D's everywhere.
And you can follow me at Court Revolution on TikTok and Courtney Revolution on Instagram.
Yay, Courtney, I love you. Cheers to another great episode, and we'll see y'all next time. I love you too, girly. Bye. Gorgeous.